Alright, now we have to play. Perfect. Alright guys, now this is a casual 10 card though. Most of them are lands, but that's fine. Hello everyone, it's Sloth here and we are back to Bant control action, and this one is with special flavor because I remember you guys always liked Timeless Lotus. 5 mana, I get a lot of mana and artifact, and you can untap with Teferi. That is the idea, infinite mana, and for this reason we run a lot of cards that can scale. Silver Scrutiny you can draw. We will draw 10 cards today with this one. Maybe even more, I don't remember. We will make 12 or 15 tokens with this one. When we do stuff, we go really big. And don't forget, Shigeki can get a lot of cards, like 5-6 cards is very possible with this kind of build, and it is glorious. One remark, you could go for one less Shigeki and just go for the turtle to get the loop. I decided that I don't want to go infinite and I should win the game within my library. The other parts of the deck, so we are playing double Teferi, double Lotus just to enable this combo. We are trying to basically stay alive, so Union of the Third Path and Depopulate and Farewell. We try to stall the game and then just, basically clear everything over and over. And this is the idea. At some point we get cards, we get Shigeki cards from the graveyard, and we do it over again, and your opponent doesn't have cards and you do. On the interesting parts, we have Wash Away. You will see the synergy, or let's say interaction, that I'm very sure you've never seen. I've never seen. It was that was pretty insane. That was the weirdest end of the game I have ever seen in my Magic career. So definitely check it out. One of the issues for the deck, Planewalkers. There are not too many Planewalkers usually when you play. There are not many control decks, but when they emerge, you actually really cannot handle them. So that's why we added Fateful Absences during playing the deck. So in some of the games you might see no Fateful Absences, so we made few changes on this part, so don't get scared. And Soul Partition is definitely great, and that's why we play Wash Away, because it can counter something for 1 mana if you exile it with Soul Partition, because your opponent is casted from exile and not from his hand. So this is the deck. Regarding the results, let's be honest, they weren't great. Timeless Lotus build, Teferi is a fun build, but it's extremely slow, and a lot of decks will just simply kill you before you do it. However, this is more of a, fun, junky deck, and when we go high, it's absolutely glorious. So let's focus on this one, let's enjoy the games, and I hope you will enjoy it. And don't forget to support the channel if you like what we are doing. Alright, so we are on the play. No, we are on the draw. And the hand is pretty decent. Fateful Absence will definitely help early game, and hopefully with Teferi and Emperor we can stabilize the game. Let's go for the Painland, in case we need to remove. It should be a Ganjo, I would guess. It seems to be mono-white control, so a Ganjo is their big play on turn 3. If not, we'll see. Definitely not the most aggressive deck I have ever seen. I think we start with the Emperor because it's harder to address. This might be the AO turn. They did not play the Emperor. So whatever happens, we will get something and we will get card advantage. And if they don't have good answer, well, they are in for real trouble. So they will probably sweep this. I think they will sweep it. So, they cannot answer one Planewalker. What about the second one? And here we do actually the cool thing. And we'll go, we need 1 white, okay, so we don't want the Painland. Now we have Soul Partition, so we can protect the Planewalker if he attacks. I think he wanted to sweep, so that's why he ignored the Emperor, and that's why we played another Planewalker, because then... Oh, okay, sure. Emperor? Yeah, Teferi. I mean, we will protect our Teferi then. It's a good card. That's definitely something you want to keep. Yeah, if I didn't have to enable the protection spell, I would just go for the card, and then now I would get another card. Oh, I think he starts to feel the pressure. Like, his plan didn't work. We have Teferi. Emperor is still here. Michiko. Alright. That's not what I expected, that's for sure. I still think he has sweepers. This is quite a lot of damage already. So let's just make sure that we get some value before Teferi dies, inevitably. Let's go for the cycle land, because we have a great choice of 3 different lands. the classic. The classic. We could go wide, but I just expect, you know, sweepers. So it's basically wasted card then. That's very kind of you, Mr. Butterman. Alright. So we'll play this land, we'll cycle this one, and I want him to sweep those 2 samurais, and then we follow up. Haha, gotcha. Nice, that's exactly what we wanted. And now we say, my friend, do we go for 5 tokens? I don't want to less Teferi. Teferi is pretty hard for them to answer overall. So let's get extra mana if you want to plus anyway. Let's go for 6. Right? Yeah. And now he needs to do it all over again. And just to make sure it's super awkward, we are basically buffing the Emperor, so after he sweeps this, we have another, you know, small token factory. So he will need 3 sweepers in total. He might have them, but it's definitely not easy to get so many. Alright, so he can choose which Planewalker is more annoying, and I think he made a good choice. Drawing cards for us is all we need. If we hit 1 good card, the game is over. So far we did not though. I mean, I will probably just kill the Michiko, but first let's cycle and see what we get. We might get something really good. I mean, we have infinite mana basically, right? Double blue, so 1 token has to stay, that's for sure. Yeah, they don't produce the blue mana. So I think... No. Or maybe? I can just kill him, maybe. It would be 8 damage. He needs a sweeper or he dies. That's such a greedy play, though. Alright, give me a moment, because maybe we can win a game like this, but if we have a counter spell, we win for sure. I think we'll win for sure if we don't attack. If we attack, all he needs to get is a sweeper from the top, and our whole game plan was ruined. And he still needs a sweeper, right? Because we can counter whatever is on the board. So every turn it will be stronger and stronger. And now he tries to go for 1 big hit and maybe kill us. I don't know what's the plan, but we can just kill it if we care. Yeah, I think we do it at the end step. And now we clear the road. See? That's better play than just YOLOing and, you know, tapping out main phase. Now he doesn't really have moment to answer all of this, and now we end up with... Oh my god! Alright, change of plans. Guys, we have to do it. We have to do it. So we have 5, 9 mana, and 6. That's 15. So we have 12 available, we are going for 10. Alright, this was the deck, that was the idea, right? And he's tapping, of course, incorrectly, so let's make sure that we get the real thing. Alright, now we have to play. Perfect. Alright guys, this is a casual 10 card though. Most of them are lands, but that's fine. And we could even heal if we cared. Well, we did the thing. We definitely did the thing. And I can discard all of the lands from my graveyard, basically. Or from my library. 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, that's how much I need to draw to not be flooded. And that's pretty perfect. We still have a counter spell, we have a lot of sweepers, we have Cardo, and most of all we have another Awaken the Woods, so whatever he does, yeah, it just isn't strong enough. Like, he basically is most of the time buffing our creatures, I guess. Yeah, that's a one removal. So, artifacts? I did not see artifacts in this deck. When they start removing tokens one by one, you know that they are in trouble. Let's get some extra value. And let's start closing this game out. Because that should not take a long time from now. So one card. We don't have removal though. So I think what we do is go like 3, 5. This is a bit risky. I'm doing it just to close game faster. Normally I would just keep grinding, but you know guys, I value your time. And we are doing a bit of a risky play just to close the game on the next turn. Theoretically, if he had double Depopulate, he could sweep everything. I appreciate it, mate. Well, that was interesting one. Definitely the maximum mana power that we could achieve. I mean, that's a pretty weird opening, but with enough Depopulates, it should be fine. Like, if we can start with Shigeki, we also get a blocker. So we will see what we face. So probably shigeki'ss, right? I know, genius. But you know, they might be 5 color, who knows? Alright, and I think I know everything by now. Do they have burn spell? I think we can risk one. One Shigeki can go. It also makes it a bit more awkward. Like, he needs to have lightning bolt. Lightning bolt. I just was reading forums about lightning bolt. I mean the lightning strike, of course. Because he cannot like use play with fire, it's way too slow. He cannot attack. Like, it's already super awkward for him. Right now I'm thinking, no, with Shigeki we should need all the mana that we can get. Man, actually we'll ramp as well, that's so amazing. We don't lose Shigeki then. Perfect. This art is pretty darn sweet. Yeah. Alright, so our opponent is considering, and he's so happy about his huge board that will never come into play. I hope he will play something else, preferably not a cantrip so he doesn't refill. Alright, 4 cards only. He will get to 5 after Depopulate. Alright, so he's building his huge board. On the other side we will get this damage because there is a trample. So even if we bounce Shigeki, you know, not much. But we can also always fish for mistakes, right? He is hesitating for some reason. Maybe he doesn't want to trade? Huh? Do you do some? Nothing. That was quick, I don't think he has anything. I mean, ramping is always really nice, so let's try to hit the land. Perfect. I mean, the graveyard is also pretty huge. So he gets the card, but he cannot counter anything. I don't think he has 1 mana counter spells. To be honest, if he has, he probably would win. Alright. And we basically start over with new Depopulate, but we have 5 mana this time, and he has 4. So that's pretty nice. Yeah, it will take a moment, but with Emperor we should be able to do it. Another? Well, this is super annoying, that's a lot of damage. A random wild 5 damage appears. And we have a lot of lands, that's for sure. However, we can do it like this, because it is pretty awkward. I don't want to depopulate because we don't regain too much value. Fading Hope. I see, I see. So we will of course use the Emperor, not sure on what part of the creatures. We should probably get rid of the Balmor because then he doesn't draw cards. But it will be awkward. They both have trample, so samurais don't do anything. We need to go for -2. 3 mana still here. He's going hard. And he did not attack, that's so interesting. Like, we could go for the Silver Scrutiny, guys. Then he's left with 3 cards only, and we still have Depopulate. I really like it. I think it's good enough play. Do I pain? Well, that's definitely not what you really want to see, but it is what it is, I guess. Yeah? Another one, I guess. Let's play Shigeki. With Silver Scrutiny, I don't need to care for value. Down to 4 cards, nothing on the board. At some point we'll hit Farewell that doesn't give him the card. So probably this is the worst case for the Depopulates, but you can see that we are still doing it basically. Alright. So we could go for the Lotus, or just try to be safe with the Emperor. I think being safe with the Emperor is a good choice. We can play everything at the end step, so we don't need to force anything. As long as he doesn't attack, we are absolutely fine. Alright, so that's quite a lot of power. However, he needs to counter the Emperor, and I'm not sure what he plays exactly. He knows about the Scrutiny, so this doesn't give him any information whether we have the Emperor or not. He played around Emperor before, but maybe he either has a counterspell or he decided that he cannot play around Emperor anymore. Alright. Even if he tries to protect Barmore, it might... we will see what exactly he has. I think he has something. Alright, I mean, that's good. And we could draw some cards. But you know what? I need more mana. I'm still super mana short. Right? He can burn something, I don't mind. Yep, correct decision. So he wants to go for the face. And in this reason we want to hit Teferi then. This exact Teferi. And I also want something that doesn't pain me on the green. Alright, so... I might actually go for Shigeki for 1. Just to hit... Oh no, that's legendary. Right. Alright. Pretty scary. A lot of things can happen right now. I think I will go up to 3 mana, so I can counterspell something. So it's what, 4 cards? 5 cards. Let's see the tap. Is this the right tap? Yeah, that's pretty good tap. So he can burn us for 3. Well, that's definitely close. So he decided that he wants to burn us for the last pieces. Oh, and... well, I don't think he will be happy, guys. See ya, nerds. That was basically his game plan down. Yeah, we played this one pretty nicely. I won't lie, we exactly did the right mana, so even his perfect top deck wouldn't give him the game. Pretty proud. I actually wanted to fish for counterspell, but let's pretend that was the play. Alright, opponent goes first. Not the greatest hand, but Soul Partition saves it, because it means that we probably exile the biggest threat, and we should have enough time to go for the Emperor. Like, for the Emperor, you usually on the draw need at least 1 removal. I'm not sure if there's like scenario where your opponent is so extremely aggressive that you cannot go to 4 mana even with removal. I think you always can. Yeah, on the other side, if there are like 3, 4 1-drops attacking you and you are at 5, 1 Emperor won't make it. But, you know, you cannot play around the best draws sometimes. And they are pretty rare. So we seem to be against shigeki'ss again. That's interesting. Right, Imrav? Do you have your ward? Did you bring your ward? Alright. I'm not cycling. With Bant you usually never cycle lands. the more you have, the more value you get, basically. Shigeki, Scrutiny, Awaken the Woods. It means that you basically have infinite mana sinks. I actually want to cast Awaken the Woods just to double my mana and then go for, 15 cards Shigeki or something like this. So we definitely have potential. Our opponent is thinking so hard whether he should play a card or not. Wow, Fable, that must have been a real choice. Sure. Well, to be honest, when you have Fable, you probably just play the Fable. Unfortunately, we need to remove the Goblin because it's the most deadly creature in Magic. And now he will cycle. So we are 6 cards to 6 cards. We are out of the horrible early game that we did nothing about. But with so many Planewalkers, I hope we have something to do. Alright, our opponent make a correct call that we probably don't place more creatures. Sorin is probably the most irritating card. Oh my god. Oh, it will be so hard to answer. Oh man, I hate it. I hate it so much. I think we should go for the Teferi, or we go for the Emperor just to start pressuring. I have no idea what is the correct play. This is such a bad situation for us. It's really bad. Let's go for the Teferi, I guess, and start plasting. It will be harder to kill. Maybe we go to ultimate. Man, this Sorin is absolute disaster. And we didn't get a counterspell in time to get it. It's really bad. I'm not sure if we can beat it. Our Planewalkers don't draw cards every single turn. They draw like every 3 turns. So we have an extreme amount of value, but he will basically draw 2 cards a turn forever. And that's always something hard to beat. Why not a 6-drop? Alright. So my idea for the Teferi was that it has 5 toughness basically. So, or the loyalty, whatever. So usually this kind of deck has a lot of damage based removal on the Planewalker especially. So there is a high chance you might, get it to survive. We could draw a lot of cards if we want. If we play this, what happens? Not really much. Not really much. I think we just need a lot of cards, guys. I think I need a lot of cards. Oh, no. Look at this freaking mana. It's not a coincidence. It's definitely not. This is awkward. Whatever I do, it's bad. Oh, no. Sorry. Maybe we just have to risk. Oh, I will just cast Silver Scrutiny. Alright. I know how we will do it, I think. Teferi will die. This board is way too strong. Like on the empty board against Sorin, that's fine, but here we just cannot protect Planewalker. Especially that he has Make Disappear, I think. He plays like he has it. So let's just get cards. So it is a bit better for us. I don't think he will go greedy and just split the damage. I think he will go all in on Teferi, which is the correct call. He probably copies the Harvester as well, right? Oh my god, sorry, go away, I cannot remove you. Oh, that's so painful. And also he's making correct decision from start to not make tokens and just draw cards, so that's a really good play by him. He definitely knows what he's doing. Creatures in the graveyards, not yet, but we need to be careful about this one. Let's see the attack, that's the first big part. Alright. If he only attacks with Harvester, I do not mind it. And I will actually -2 just to make sure that we save the Teferi. If I make a Samurai dies and I lose the Teferi. So he can make a copy, but it won't be in combat, it won't be attacking the Teferi. So, and it will die at the end step, right? And there's no creatures on the board. So, overall, I would say pretty good value. Let's see the follow-up, because the follow-up can be really deadly. The Appraiser will definitely hurt, but having Teferi for extra turn is a really big deal. It's a card, it's a selection. I don't think he will ultimate Sorin. Like, ultimating Sorin for just some damage. Oh my god, Planewalkers! My only weakness. Oh, this will be hard. Basically, I have Planewalkers deck. And we cannot deal with Planewalkers, especially with this strong board. Like, if the board was empty, we can make some, you know, soldiers, things like this, and try to pressure them, but not against, like, you know, Fable into Appraiser, Harvester, Devils. He can even use the -2 on the Sorin, so we won't be able to kill Planewalkers on board. I guess we need to outdraw them somehow. Okay, this is a pretty good draw, honestly. We can go for what, 5 extra mana? I think it's not bad. We could get rid of this, but I don't think it's worth it. Extra card is better. We will milk Teferi out of all the value, and that's really nice. Man, this 2 mana, look at this, it's always 2 mana. It's always 2 mana. Dissipate seems really good. So he wants to kill Teferi really bad, probably. Let's make sure that it's a bit harder.
Still have much to learn.
Man, if not this 2 mana, I would play absolutely differently, but I'm pretty sure. Usually when they keep the same amount of mana every single turn, usually handicapping their plays, it means that they have a good reason. And I don't really see people, you know, bluffing it too much. Well, it is what it is. It's definitely not the card we will counter. On the bright side, he's down to 5 cards. But he has Sorin. Man, we can draw infinity cards, so we can actually still outvalue him, but Sorin gives him enough fuel to just keep going basically forever. So unless we have like 15 mana and our plays just overpower him, it won't be pretty. Double Op Nexus definitely doesn't help as well. I had a small hope for this ultimate. That's one of the few ways we can get rid of Sorin. Alright, so he might cast Shrouded because it saves this 2 extra mana that he always cares for so much. Do we counter it? Man, not sure. Everything is going wrong on this game so far, so we need to really do some cleaning. It's such a pain that Planewalkers don't die to Farewell. Like, normally we just draw Farewell and we clear everything, but not against Planewalkers. Not against Planewalkers. Alright. That's a pretty good play. 1 damage is basically all he needs, right? Alright, however, maybe we can start pressuring some Planewalkers. I want to play the Emperor for the token and see if he reacts to it. He plays really carefully. And I mean that he always saves a lot of mana. So we can go for either Silver Scrutiny for some boards clear. That's not bad. I think we really need some extra cards. I can take this damage from Shrouded if we hit single Depopulate or Farewell. It's basically like it doesn't really matter, right, that he has the Shrouded. However, we need probably 2 mana to pay. I can get... Okay, so we can get back out Sorin, like Soul Partition into Dissipate. Oh my god, that's so awkward, but I think it works, right? Yeah, I will draw. We definitely have a lot of HP, so we don't need to be super scared about it. See? 2 mana, always the same. Always the same. So we can take one huge hit or just get rid of Sorin. So I played this and then Dissipate, and he can counter the Dissipate. But then he has Sorin, and then he doesn't have Make Disappear, hopefully. I don't think he will counter it, honestly. Like, he can tap for mana, he cannot strictly counter, but I don't think he will even try to slow us down. It's just better for him to replay it and see what happens then. There will be interesting play with Shrouded, because we have Emperor. Man, this game is getting really complicated right now. There are so many ways we can play it out. I fear that man, it's only turn 7, right? It feels like it's turn like 51,000. Because we only have 7 mana, it's like late mid-game, I would say. And it feels like we have so many different plays. Alright, so let's see if he goes for Sorin. If he doesn't play a land, Sorin means he doesn't have a counter spell. Because he will have just 1 mana. I'm playing all of this because I expect a counter spell. Yeah, good old. Let's start with the damage and see what happens. And the Obnixilis will also start to ultimate soon. Oh man, it's just so much annoying stuff. Farewell, please be Devastating Mastery, just for this one game. I will pay this whatever mana it was. Was it 6 or 7? I think it was 4 white and 2, right? Well, I would gladly pay it right now. Or not really, because he would just counter it, I guess. Alright, so he will be thinking about this shorted attack. Is it even worth it? I guess if he doesn't want to attack with Kikijiki, because he can save 1 mana and get the same damage, basically. Yep, shorted is still here. But like, with Emperor, this is still tapped, so we can still exile it if we care. He went for... Oh, and thanks to this 1 mana, he doesn't have Make Disappear. Alright, guys. Alright, we are actually making some serious progress. So, Farewell next turn, and Dissipate this turn. So, Obnixilis is the last obstacle, I think, to make this whole thing work. And we have to Awaken the Woods for this one. We're at 9 though. 8. Obnixilis will start to really pressure us right now. Yeah, 6. So, how do we play it out? We don't want to draw cards as long as Shortest is on the board. So, I think it has to be this, right? Then we get hit for 4, and then we start getting the unions, I guess. Super awkward game, that's for sure. Do we go for the Graveyard? He can go for the Appraiser, but there are no creatures, so I don't need to. Let's go for enchantments though. Alright, he cannot counter it, and that's a good point. He can use the blood token if he thinks there's any bad card in his hand. Land? Land. Alright, perfect. Man, we solved everything, but this extra Obnixilis is such a pain. I'm not sure if we can beat double up on top of the Sorin, Shrouded and all this stuff. It was just a little bit too quick and we couldn't counter it. Especially this first Sorin, he drew so many cards. Like, he drew like 4 or 5 cards. Without Sorin, he would be empty-handed right now. And then we would actually start maybe winning. Like, all we need is just Awaken the Woods into huge Silver Scrutiny into double union, and we can get back to 30. We just need mana and some time. But with 5 extra cards in the hand, he will do so much. He didn't play the counter spell yet, right? It would be fun if I misread the situation and he never had it, but it really feels he has. So I will risk on this. I think that's a good gamble. Blade Coil. Do I die? Yeah, man, why were you thinking so long about it? Like, obviously, right? I mean, let's go for the third path, I guess. Yeah? Especially when you see only green and blue mana untapped. Alright guys, going first. Sure, with Union it's always a bit nicer. And Wash Away, I guess, is a thing. Miraculous. Alright, alright, alright. Let's go for the blue just to make sure that we don't pain too much. In case we draw another blue. Mishra's Research Desk. And some Epicure. Alright, so it will be a lot of grinding, basically. Alright, can we wash away? Yes, we can. And that's a big deal. When you enable your counter spells, the game becomes much different than before. 1 damage acquired? But what is the real play, my friend? That was a filler play, hoping to get some reaction. I mean, you know, guys, that's actually interesting. By the way, this was not cast. However, the original one, has more loyalty. So I want to counter this one. The original. We pay life, and then we Soul Partition the other one. Nyxis absolutely has to die. We decline. Respectfully. Always do it respectfully. See a nerd? Oh no. I got way too excited and I cannot click the button. Alright. Only 2 cards to answer 3 mana Planewalker. Easy. Now show that stage. Perfect. I mean, that's a timeless Lotus. Alright, this will be a bit awkward, but we cannot play the Rush main phase, so it's not the worst. I hope he will keep attacking with the shorted Anvil. Alright, so we definitely go for Farewell. Alright, I have a trick in my mind. So if he attacks with shorted, of course we Emperor, but if he doesn't, predicting the Emperor, we will cast Memory Deluge, as basically go around a shorted passive. And then next turn he will think, maybe I have another Memory Deluge. And yeah, unfortunately he didn't attack, but we'll try to make it work. We cannot tap out for the Lotus though. Like, Depopulate is good enough. Right, that's a really serious decision. So I really want to Depopulate, right? Unless I want to go for a while and just clear everything. Huh. Oh my god, I don't know what is best. I think we have more time. I think we go... Oh my god, this might be a really bad play. I'm really not sure about this one. Can we go for the Lotus? Nah, we will exile artifacts, so why bother? So the reason I went for this play and not the other ones is that I don't want to use 2 cards, 2 sweepers basically, to do the same effect twice, and like the second sweeper just doesn't really have effect, it just trades card for card. So why take the card that doesn't really do anything? And on the other side, he cannot push this 9 damage because he needs to attack with shorted then, and he doesn't want to because he expects the Emperor. I mean, that's super scary. However, we are, by the way, it's red or artifact, so it goes for the Anvil, but it doesn't go for shoulded passive. So yeah, we will Farewell anyway, so I guess that's fine. A nerf? I should probably check how it works, but it's fine. So he gets extra card. Alright, and he gets the stuff. But we will farewell everything, so that's absolutely fine. And we also get the Emperor if we really want. We can also go for the Union and just maximize the HP that we have. Do you want to attack? That's always awkward. You don't know if they have the Emperor or they're just bluffing and making instants and then step. So Emperor gives us more board advantage, this gives us more life. And this is another anvil, that's so unfortunate. Oh my god, so I think we need to go just because he hit this freaking anvil. Unless we can... Yeah, okay, that's fine, that's fine. My turn. Now I'm thinking, can I survive one more turn? He will play this anvil. If we wait one more turn, we get everything. Oh my god, I'm so greedy, I'm a horrible person. Like, I should not be so greedy, I should just go for it. We are at 11. I think I should also calculate if he can kill us. I think he can deal 6 direct damage, so we will be at 3 at 1. Maybe I should have countered it? No, then I wouldn't be able to play the Emperor. I guess I... Oh, but I could use the no cliff thing, because I think it was cast from the exile, so... But it's still a counter spell wasted, basically. Yeah, he will definitely deal a lot of damage. But with counter spell we have much more plays. If we can survive. Ah, do you want to attack or you are still expecting the Emperor? He's still here. Still here. Alright, you got it. Surprise! You did not expect the Emperor that you avoided for 3 turns. Alright, so what is the plan? Yeah, probably just passing. I could pass his creature, but maybe let's not do it. Maybe let's not. Don't worry, we are actually at like 3 HP right now. So, farewell. Artifacts, enchantments. What about the graveyards? Yeah, I like my graveyard, it's pretty cool. Yeah, so he will deal 4 damage in response. I hope he cannot burn... I don't think he can burn us, right? He would do it main phase. Alright. So no, it's pretty close, but he's at 4 cards and we have a counter spell and we have Lotus. But you can see how hard it is to... No! No! Don't you freaking dare! Easy counter, that's why we play Wash Away, to counter a vampire token from Flashback with Hunger Form. What is going on? The meta decking is out of this world. Well, that... Oh, I cannot do the good game. Well, I did not expect double. Oh my god, that was interesting game.